Coach, you can just first give us your assessment from the game this past Saturday against Georgia State defensively.
Pleased with the effort. We focused on some things last week that we needed to correct from the SMU game. I think we did. We still got some areas to improve in for sure. Just we got to get up the field a few times on third down, and we had some missed tackles on second down that made them some short third down. So there's some things definitely we got to get. It wasn't as crisp and clean as you want it to be, but I was really proud of the effort. We talked all week about finding a way to win on defense and having a good stop right there at the end of regulation, and then getting those two stops, and then definitely our effort on the field goal block to get those misses was awesome to see.
Have you seen improvement throughout the first 4 games from each game to the next?
I have. One thing that we've done a good job of is the areas of emphasis and focus from week to week. We've seen a definite improvement. There's a lot of other areas that we got to get cleaned up, like I said, but that's been what's awesome to see is when you emphasize something that the kids are taking it to the field.
We saw your secondary tested a lot against Georgia State on Saturday. How do you think they held up?
Pretty good. We had our corners play 100 snaps, which we got to make sure we can get some guys rotated in there. They held up. There's some times that we had to put them in some one-on-one situations, and they made good throws and catches, but there are other times that we won them. So, for the most part, anytime you play a team like that can run the quarterback, you're going to be stressed in some different areas, and I was pleased with what they did.
Because of some injuries, you had to plug in some holes on Saturday. Frankie was out at linebacker, and Cordell was out at cornerback. The guys filled their roles, Clifton Lewis and Cam Winters, respectively. How do you think they did?
Good. Clifton played the most snaps he's played all season, and it was awesome to see. And Cam held up. He's a true freshman out there. You always worry about it, but I was pleased with what they did. Hopefully we'll get Frankie and some of those guys back, so we don't have to have those snaps put on them, that amount of snap put on them. But, outside of that, I was happy with what they did.
What'd you make of Brian London, 22 tackles on Saturday?
It was impressive. He had to tackle that quarterback about 5 or 6 times. We thought all week that we could get the quarterback to pull it to him, and we thought he could get him down, and he did. So it's pretty good deal for him. He's been a consistent player this whole year, so I'm not surprised.
You get a Nicholls State team the past 2 weeks has scored 40+. Their quarterback it's a reigning Southland Player of the Year, and could be a Walter Payton guy by the end of the year as well.
No
Chase Forquet. What's the scouting report on Nicholls?
Oh, they're really good on offense. They can run the ball, and then they have a quarterback that can not only throw it very well accurately, but he can also keep the play alive with his feet. So definitely a challenge. I'm glad we got to see that offense last week to help us prepare for this one, because this is a really good offense, and we're going to have to play well to win it.
How impressed are you by the size they have up front for an FCS team?
Yeah, they're a top 10 FCS team. There's a lot of kids on that team that have played at high Power 5 levels, that have transferred there. So when they look the part, they're going to look like us, and we know that we're going to have to give our best game on Saturday to win.
Coach, what do you know about the battle for the paddle?
Know that it started back when they were in the Southland together, but obviously we know that there's some history and tradition with this game, and there's some impact, and our kids know it, and we'll be excited to play.
Coach, it seems like you guys are especially effective on defense in the red zone. You've come up with a couple turnovers, and you had the big stop in the last game.
Yeah.
Is it something about it that you guys stress there, or what makes you guys so effective?
We practice it. We talk about it. We preach just being mentally tough and executing the calls. Down in that area, you got to take some risk, and those risks get paid off a little bit. But I really don't. It's nothing super special that we're doing. We're just trying to stay the course and know where we're at on the field.
Is it something that the players take a lot of pride in?
Yeah, they do. They take a lot of pride when it gets backed up. They don't want them scoring touchdowns. Our goal is to get a field goal if they cross the inside that 30, and we've done a good part of it.